Tim Black. Tim Black. Tim Black. Yes, I am. True. Funny. Tim Black. I am TimBlack.com. Tim Black. Yes, 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 people. All right. All right, that's right. Hey. What's going on, everybody? How you doing? My name is Tim Black. Thank you. I had a little technical glitch before I started the show, so it kind of delayed me a little bit, but I want to thank you all for being here. It's Friday. I said it is Friday. Friday. What up, people? What's going on? All right? Y'all ready to get into something? I want to say hello to everybody out there on Periscope, my people out there on YouTube, my people out there on Facebook. What's going on with you? How was your week? I hope it went by quickly for you. Well, it was a short week for some of you. Had Monday off, right? All right. Look at all that beeping and stuff going on. What's all the beeping and stuff going on, guys? Give it up for yourselves, making it through another week. That's right. You know it. I myself have had an interesting week. You know, we got a new puppy in the house. We are fostering a new puppy. And you know how that goes, right? Let me make sure. Give it up for yourselves, making it through another week. All right, we all on Periscope. Periscope peoples. All right, Periscope people. We're fostering another puppy here at the Black household. And it's been an adventure because it's puppy, like really little puppy. And that baby just cry, right? So, you know, we're going through the thing, you know, walk the doggy. Doggy a little scared outside, though. You know, dog look at the cars, people and deer, like, what the heck, you know. Every once in a while you see a deer, he's like, what is that? You know, a bird? It's just amazing how animals react to stuff, man. So, and he's now housebroken, so we're dealing with that, trying to time the meals with the spills, or he'll leave you a little thrill underneath the table if you're not able. Better stay stable. Don't go crazy. But yeah, man, so it's great. So I don't know, I encourage everybody to do what we've done. Welcome to my torment with a puppy. Go get a dog, cat, kitten, something. Save an animal. Save yourselves. All right. Maddie Zubik. Mad says on Periscope, she said, I guess it's a she. Mad said, I can't wait to hear what you got to say about Obama. Oh man, that's my monologue for today. Now, once we get settled in, let me make sure my chat people are in the house. Make sure the chat's functional, right? So I got to add my YouTube chat. I have to check manually for my Periscope chat. Periscope, get up on technology. I say get up on technology. Margarita, Silver Pots, and Uli's in the house. There we go. We got Max, Fred, let's go, Friday. Kashrinda's in the house. 704 in the building. Low Key's in the house. Jilly Love and Karen Mitchell. That's right. That's right. So we're gonna have a great show because we're gonna talk about Obama, man. Oh, I just love talking about Obama. Because I just know, I'm gonna definitely piss off people and make other people very happy. That's how it works. But most people will I think for my audience, I think we all know where we stand on Obama. He's a great speaker. Well, yeah. Listen, everybody. You know, great speaker. Talk a lot. Yep. What we need to do is do this. What we need to do is talk to the people. Get out there and talk to the people. And then we go do some other thing we said we weren't going to do. That's what we do. That's how we get the votes. But no, let's be serious now. Obama returns to campaign trail with a fiery speech. And Trump counters, I fell asleep. So Obama, make no mistake about it, Obama, when he's up there speaking, like, I love these people who don't give Obama credit for how great he is at, communication. I love it. Like it's so obvious that you have no ability to stay diplomatic, reasonable, to just judge something based on, to keep it real. You got to keep it real. That's why people like me, independent media, are doing so well, because we keep it real. Now, keeping it real, it doesn't mean you love everything you heard, but you could say, you know what, the guy knows how to give a good speech. He knows how to communicate a message. He does. All right? So, and he did a great job in his speech. There are certain parts of the speech that I want to share with you so that we can have a little context for this. And then we'll kind of and we're gonna take breaks and we're gonna talk about it. But check this out, guys. I have some clips, and you know me now. I like to show instead of tell whenever possible.
I didn't know I couldn't do that.
Yeah, you do know you can do that. Now check this out.
Ethanol into your gas tank.
Oh man, listen to this.
Vehicle tests show that these high ethanol
Well, they gotta
can damage engines and fuel systems.
Let me lock this.
Potentially voiding manufacturers' warranties. Fact.
Let me say they got an ad going now. I wanted to see what Fox News was saying about Obama, because I think that's the true test. You want to go, you don't want to just stay, you don't want to go CNN and MSNBC, not for something like this. So neither
party has been exclusively responsible for us going backwards instead of forwards. But I have to say this. He has had a monopoly on wisdom. Neither party has been exclusively responsible for us going backwards instead of forwards. But I have to say this, because sometimes we hear, a plague on both your houses. Over the past few decades, wasn't true when Jim Edgar was a governor here in Illinois, or Jim Thompson was governor. Got a lot of good Republican friends here in Illinois. But over the past few decades, the politics of division and resentment and paranoia has unfortunately found a home in the Republican Party. This Congress has championed the unwinding of campaign finance laws to give billionaires outside influence over our politics, systematically attacked voting rights to make it harder for young people and minorities and the poor to vote, handed out tax cuts without regard to deficits, slashed the safety net wherever it could, cast dozens of votes to take away health insurance from ordinary Americans, embraced wild conspiracy theories like those surrounding Benghazi or my birth certificate, rejected science, rejected facts on things like climate change, embraced a rising absolutism from a willingness to default on America's debt by not paying our bills, to a refusal to even meet, much less consider, a qualified nominee for the Supreme Court because he happened to be nominated by a Democratic president. None of this is conservative. I don't mean to pretend I'm channeling Abraham Lincoln now, but that's not what he had in mind, I think, when he helped form the Republican Party. It's not conservative. It sure isn't normal. It's radical. It's a vision that says the protection of our power and those who back us is all that matters, even when it hurts the country. It's a vision that says the few who can afford high-priced lobbyists and unlimited campaign contributions set the agenda. And over the past 2 years, this vision is now nearing its logical conclusion.
Obama is doing a good job of omitting all the things that he did during his presidency and omitting the things that the Democratic Party has done. Now, you can he made a good blanket statement like no one has cornered the market on getting things wrong or getting things right. I forget how he phrased it. That was nice. It's kind of set the table for some equilibrium. But one of my biggest problems with the Democratic Party and with Obama is that admitting, hey, no, we are corrupt as hell. Like, that's a short sentence. You could just say it because it's true. All right, so he talked about things about voting rights and Republicans trying to eliminate the amount of voters or limit the amount of voters. Republicans trying to, with the tax cuts. I agree with all of that. That's true. I agree with all of it. They do want to limit. They do want to make it harder for you to vote. Democrats try to make it hard for you to vote in the primary, though, when they're doing their nomination process. But in the general, yes. Right, when we go together, when the general election, when it's a Democrat versus a Republican or a Green Party or Independent Party or Libertarian Party or whatever, that's when the Republicans kick in. That's when the general election war games begin, right? But see, Obama, he omits all the wrong crap that happens in the Democratic Party. So I have a problem with that. Like, there's going to be no mention of any, like, I didn't watch the entire speech, but I already know he's not going to mention the removal of habeas corpus. He's not going to mention him bailing out the banks. He's not going to mention buckling down, tightening up on whistleblowers. Now, those things won't be mentioned. Those are things he did. Not some, like, foreign force that took over the government and did it. He did it. Now, unless we're just going to say that presidents don't have a responsibility and they're controlled by the deep state or they're controlled by money, which I do think there's a lot of influence of it. But Obama's going to leave all that out. He's not going to talk about being the drone king in his speech. I got a funny feeling. But see, Republicans, you Trump supporters, and you by default, I guess you are Republicans, I don't know. But Trump supporters, you can't talk either because your guys droning at a rate that accelerated Obama's drones. See, people want to jump on teams. I keep telling you, you don't have one. You don't have a team. Nobody wants to hear that, though. We okay now, guys? I know it was something up with my mic at first. I caught it this time. Nobody wants to hear that you don't have a place to go, a cozy, safe space to go. Nobody wants reality. Obama's not going to talk about bailing out the banks, about the drones, about him with the deportations, setting record numbers with deportations. He's not going to bring that up. Look, I didn't have to watch the whole speech. I got pieces I want to talk about. And nobody supporting Trump can even pretend that they're not for the same crap Obama was for, because a lot of the stuff that Trump is doing, Obama did it. And a lot of the Democrats can't pretend that, oh my God, Trump is the devil, when a lot of stuff that, once again, that I'm going to pick at are things they both either did or are doing. I'm sorry. So I like what he said. There was one part in the video, I hope I'm not getting ahead of myself, I think I am, where he's going to point out that we don't need a Messiah. We don't need a savior. Too many people, that's exactly what they're looking for. They're looking for a Messiah and a savior. They're looking for the good and the evil. That's why I can't stand the walk away movement, because they're trying to walk you into the Republicans. You think that's fine. I don't think that's fine, because I know they're corrupt too. They won't talk about those bastards, those Candace Owens and what's the other guy, Richie, whatever his name is. You guys know his name. I forget his name. The guy she worships. They're all trying to walk you into the Republican Party as if that's the solution. Brandon, come on, man, you're a joke. You're a freaking joke, man. If I didn't have kids watching me, I'd say it. Kids, if you're watching, neither party will save you. The only people that can save you are active members of our society pushing back on nonsense. That's all we got. Only heroes that are going to come are us. So I'm going to keep going with the next clip. We got a couple of more. I mean, Obama, you know, he can talk, like I said, and he did a lot of talking. Oh, he did a lot of talking. Here goes one.
Sometimes the backlash comes from people who are genuine.
Now, we're going to stop here because this, I swear, guys, sometimes I believe, guys, that they, when I say they, I think that these politicians, I think they sit around, they watch us. I think these politicians sit around and watching us. I believe it, because it sounds like they get their words from us. Independent media is stronger than you think. Listen to this. Listen to this next clip. And I want you to tell me who it sounds like. It'll jump out at you. Check it out.
Sometimes the backlash comes from people who are genuinely, if wrongly, fearful of change. More often it's manufactured by the powerful and the privileged who want to keep us divided and keep us angry and keep us cynical, because that helps them maintain the status quo and keep their power and keep their privilege. And you happen to be coming of age during one of those moments. It did not start with Donald Trump. He is a symptom, not the cause.
Let me try this again. Who was that? Who did that sound like? Who did it sound like? Who did it sound like in that tape? So I'm starting to get pissed. I'm pissed because there's an echo because I got my mic on and it can hear the speakers and it can hear the speech, and I want you to get good quality. Then I got to remember to cut it back on each time. All right, here's the point. Jimmy Dore has been saying the same thing Obama said today. He's been saying it for 3 years. I was on his show a year and a half ago. We had a conversation. We said the same exact thing. We've been saying it. That Trump is not the problem. He is a problem. He's not the cause of your problems. He's a symptom of the problem. Revolution is the only cure. We've been saying it and saying it. But the thing is, the funny thing happens when independent media folks who are not in the establishment say it, you get smeared for it. Did you hear that crowd clap? Did you hear the crowd clap? I got it now. I got it now, brother. Yeah, we got the sound back, Ronald. Damn. Like I was saying, right? At least I hope we did. Damn. Like I was saying. All right, guys, we're just gonna have to suffer through with the bad echo when we play the clip, because I gotta play the clip and I gotta have Mike back. My whole thing. All right. Now my rhythm's kind of thrown off. It's not my man's fault, Uncle Ron. It's my fault. What I'm trying to say is that we've been saying this for a long time, guys. We've been talking about Trump not being. They want to make Trump the boogeyman for all things, and it's very difficult. It's very difficult to be in a position to try to speak truth to power when you don't agree with Trump, but you also know he's not the cause of every problem. So what the Democratic Party has been doing is they've been making him everything. Everything is Trump. Yeah, you shouldn't eat McDonald's every day. But if you want to be a healthy individual, you got to do more than that. Eat McDonald's. You might need to cut down on the liquor, and you might want to get out and go for a walk, and you might want to stop smoking cigarettes, and you might want to, I don't know, take walks on the beach or breathe fresh air in the park sometime. Like, there are other things, like remove stress from your life. But they're saying Trump is McDonald's. He's the Big Mac. And they're saying just all the problems of the Big Mac. Just you going to McDonald's. Nah, that's one problem. Hell, I put out a DVD called We Got 99 Problems and Trump's just one. This ain't new, but it only is respected as a standpoint when they hear it come from somebody they like, which is somebody who has the power of the media behind them, which is somebody who's been propped up by the establishment and given to you on a silver platter. But when regular folk, people like you, rise up and speak the truth, they are smeared, they are censored, they are banned, they are dragged across the internet just for speaking truth to power. All right, I'm going to go to the next one, guys. And I'll try to do a better job as we come back, because we got a couple of these and we're going to get to all of them. Yes, we will.
We are Americans. We're supposed to stand up to bullies, not follow them. We're supposed to stand up to discrimination. And we're sure as heck supposed to stand up clearly and unequivocally to Nazi sympathizers. How hard can that be, saying that Nazis are bad? They're undermining our alliances, cozying up to Russia. What happened to the Republican Party? Its central organizing principle in foreign policy was the fight against communism, and now they're cozying up to the former head of the KGB. Actively blocking legislation that would defend our elections from Russian attack. What happened?
I don't know what happened there. I'm just going to trust that we're all good. Let's go back here. All right. I don't know. I don't know what happened there. All right, so Obama, he spoke about Nazi sympathizers. We're supposed to stand up to bullies, right? That's what he said. I agree with that. I agree, we should stand up to bullies. Only problem is no one's bullying America. We're the bully. I mean, really, guys, I could yell and yell, man. I know I do some of my best work yelling. I'm really good at yelling and expressing passion and anger and frustration, and I'm good at that stuff. Pretty good at laughing too. I got a great laugh, I think. I love my laugh. My laugh makes me laugh. But it's not funny at all, man. It's not funny because the reality is there are a lot of people that think that we're being bullied. They think America's being bullied. Why else would they send their kids to sign up to go to war? Like they do, and they come back with no legs. They come back, if not physically damaged, mentally damaged. And we got these people, man, that actually believe this shit. They believe that America's under attack. America's no more under attack. Than you having your picnic basket and a few yellow jacket bees come bothering it. You know what I'm saying? Like, our military budget could fit the next 10 countries' military budget inside itself. What's the numbers? Donald Trump has dropped 40,000 bombs his first year in office. That was like a bomb every 12 minutes or 12 seconds. It's crazy, it's something. And Obama gets up there and says, we used to stand up to bullies. If America is being bullied by anyone, that's like saying Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson in his prime couldn't beat, a fighter with one arm. All right, we're going to go to the next one. It's horrific. And on the Nazi comment, I agree too. I mean, there are people watching this live stream, I'm pretty sure, guys, who believe that, who don't want to believe the very basic that the reason why Donald Trump did not condemn the marchers who were alt-right or white supremacists or white nationalists is because he knew those people would vote for him. You have convinced yourself that there was some other reason because you watched a program where somebody was mean. Someone punched someone. Now you have come to believe that people who are closely affiliated with like the Klan are somehow similar to Black Lives Matter. I mean, it's really sad. It's pathetic, actually, and it's where we are. I'm gonna go to the next thing. I mean, this speech is soul depleting. You understand what I'm saying? It's gut-wrenching. And the ramifications are morbid and depressing, a downer. All right? It really is. Because if you really think about it and you just don't make jokes about it, you don't get, just laugh it off, it becomes a mighty, mighty weight. They would rather believe some fantasy about why Donald Trump wouldn't condemn the marches in Charlottesville or marches that march saying hate and Jews will not replace us or whatever it is. And they don't think, and for them to just accept, he just didn't want to mess up his votes. Doesn't mean he didn't want you to vote for him if you're not one of those people, but he knew some of those people would vote for him. You don't believe that the guy's playing politics. All right, we're going to the next one. I'm not done. He still said some more stuff that I think is worth your time or worth sharing.
We're supposed to stand up to bullies.
You are a bully. We are a bully. We are the bully.
People inside the White House who secretly aren't following the president's orders. That is not a check. I'm being serious here. That's not how our democracy is supposed to work. These people aren't elected. They're not accountable. They're not doing us a service by actively promoting 90% of the crazy stuff that's coming out of this White House and then saying, don't worry, we're preventing the other 10%.
Okay. I don't know what's up with that. All right, so here we go, guys. Finally, something that I can agree with. He said totally. Like, I totally agree with this line. All right, this one I can get behind. Okay, I can say this is true. Yes, he's right about that. He's right that this so-called New York Times op-ed written by an anonymous source, a senior official in the Trump administration, that this op-ed is not good. It's not good for America that there could be people who are sabotaging the president. Because regardless to what we think about Trump or what you think about Trump or what I think about Trump or what anybody thinks about Trump, a lot of somebody's voted for him. And he was elected. And if there can just be people that work in his office and say, well, yeah, we're gonna do our best to trip him up every step of the way, that's horrible. That's not democracy, because nobody elected those people. And we don't even know what they're tripping him up on doing, what they're sabotaging. That's not the way democracy is supposed to work. So back to what I was saying about independent media, I said this 2 days ago when the New York Times op-ed first came out. I didn't have to watch other people's videos to form an opinion, and I didn't have to wait for Obama to tell me. We get it right. It's been right before he got it right. We're leading the way for them. And the bottom line is, our elections should be fair. Who the people choose should be the person that's in charge, and should be the person that's held accountable. At the end of the day, that's the way it's supposed to be. And these people that are okay with anyone, just because they don't like Trump, anyone circumventing the president in office, that is crazy to me. That is crazy. You don't even know what they're preventing him from doing. And you also haven't had a broad enough view to look at it and say, I wonder how conservatives are going to react to this when it comes 2020. I bet a lot more of them come out. Now, there's other thing I want to say before we go on to the next part of this. Is I have no idea if there was an actual, if this wasn't all arranged. Okay? People have floated this idea to me. And you're right, I have no way of knowing. None whatsoever. This could all be arranged. This could all be a ploy. It really could be. And I want to keep that idea, the possibility, and make sure that you know that I'm aware that could be the case, right? Because I don't know if Trump commissioned someone to write this. I don't know if someone, John Kelly, gave somebody to go ahead, and this is a way to I don't know, I just don't know. Things are too crazy. So I just want to throw that out there. And it wouldn't be that crazy for stories get leaked from the White House all the time. Is it that crazy of a conspiracy to think that maybe Trump might decide to use that against the media? Nah, it shouldn't be that crazy an idea. But I bet you that if like the clowns in corporate media who call themselves liberal or progressive, I don't know what they call themselves this week, but if they heard me say that, they say that's the lunatic, loony left. Oh yeah, that's the horseshoe mentality. They're almost right wing. When it makes perfectly good sense that it's possible, it's very reasonable to say someone who has been having stories leaked out of his White House since he's been in office might decide to get one up on you. Like, yeah, like do a judo move and use your momentum against you. But I have no way of knowing, I have no way of verifying it. I just realize and I accept that that is a possibility. But if that's not the case, then this is a horrible precedence. And it's horrible that people are going along with it and saying it's good for the country. You don't even know what they're not doing. You don't even know what they're undoing, dumbass. You have no clue. Who does this person think they are that they and some other people that they say are in there that are also working with them can undermine an agenda of a president that was elected by the people? All right, let's go. I got one more.
There are people inside the White House who secretly aren't following the president's orders. The most egregious corporate tax cuts to make sure college students graduate debt. It's harder for young people to save for a rainy day, let alone retirement. So Democrats aren't just running on good old ideas like a higher minimum wage. They're running on good new ideas like Medicare for all, giving workers seats on corporate boards, reversing the most egregious corporate tax cuts to make sure college students graduate debt-free. Ideas like a higher minimum wage. They're running on good new ideas like Medicare for all.
All right, leave that there. I don't know why this is not working. I'm so used to using it. Check this out, guys. Check this out. You heard it, right? I know you heard it because I didn't play with the volume or anything on this thing. I left it alone. I want to make sure you can hear it and then hear me. Hey, Obama. Yeah. It's what we thought you were going to do when we elected you. But you went in your little back room and came back with Mitt Romney's Medicare plan, medical plan, insurance plan, whatever the hell that was, without the public option that we wanted you to get done. Now, we like the fact you went and got gay marriage legalized. That was great. And we like the fact that you went and got DACA done. Great. But we really wanted our grandparents and our children and our parents and us to not be slaves to jobs we hate because we don't know if we're going to be able to get coverage somewhere else because we got a pre-existing condition, or if we're going to be able to afford the plan that they give us, or if they don't give us a plan. We wanted you to get that done. You could have brought that up in your speech too. Just once, I would love to have a politician that said, you know what, I got this wrong, I did this wrong, and not be equivocating, not be dodging, not be slippery, not be a scumbag. And just once, man, I would like the media on either side to report it fairly. Someone in Periscope said, I'm not used to seeing Tim this angry. Man, I hate being talked down to. I hate being lied to. I hate it, man. I hate the fact that I know there are people watching this man just believing it. With no context of anything. Just because he speaks so well. Just because he's so good. He has such oratorial ability that he can just mislead so many people. And they'll just buy into it. And then there'll be nobody watchdogging. And the people that are the natural watchdogs for these conversations, like Fox News, they have lost all their integrity, all their credibility a long time ago. So they can't, nobody's going to listen to them. So there's really no other place to get the information from except independent media. And they've shut us down. The only independent media that got any type of reach as far as news are people that are with big networks who take money. I said it. So Obama, he gave a good speech. He said some things that I agree with. He said a lot of things I didn't agree with. And he's back at it. And this is right in time for the midterm elections. Medicare for all was a good idea then. It's a better idea now. We need it more now than we needed it then. So that's where I'm at, guys. That's Obama's speech today. It was an interesting speech. Well delivered as usual. And I wasn't impressed at all. And no, I tweeted out something that people may have saw that I tweeted out about Obama going, showing his support for Medicare for all. And I think there's a possibility that may help some progressives who are running for in the midterms who are using that type of language. It may help them. You got to take what you can get in this situation. I'm not saying it's everything. I'm not saying he even really supports it. What I'm saying is him saying it in a positive light is better than him saying it in a negative light, right? And what I'm saying is when we were saying it, we were called kooky. We were called extremist, radical, loony, misogynist. All because we supported the only candidate that was fighting for it other than Jill Stein. And now that Obama's saying it and saying it's a good idea, are we still woman haters because we thought Bernie was the better choice because he championed the causes that we wanted? Is that okay now? Is it okay now that Obama said it? Is that all right with you? Just checking for friends. Because we'd like to know if it's okay now to actually believe in a policy that saves lives. Not just our lives. Lives of children, men, women, grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, vets, everybody. Is that okay with you now? Is it okay? Anna Navarro, Neera Tanden. Is it okay, Joy Reid? Is it okay now? Is it all right with you, Chris Matthews, Chris Hayes, Keith Olbermann? Is it all right with you now that Obama said it? Because when I was saying it, when I was standing at rallies of 4,000 and 5,000 people saying it, you wrote smear articles about it. Like I wanted candy to fall from the sky. But now that Obama's saying it, it's okay. I haven't seen one crucifying, smearing article about how stupid and illogical and unreasoned he is. And I'm sure he'll probably be walking back. It's probably just for the midterm, give a little bump to candidates who have realized that, oh man, we got to appease the loud left because they want something, they ain't going to come out and vote for us, and they're going to be making all types of noise on social media that's going to make us look bad. So let's give them a little something, we'll walk it back later. Start changing the language to be affordable health care. I see you. I see you. And look, on the record, my gloves are off for all Republicans. I don't wear gloves normally, so don't expect me to worm with you. And if I ask you a question privately, like why is your language changing on something, that's me giving you an opportunity to be a man or woman and answer my question. Now I'm going to give you a couple more days, buddy. After that, gloves are off. I come for you. I'm not Charlemagne. I'm not Roland Martin. I don't funnel people to the Democratic Party, and I will call out Democrats too. So keep that in mind when I text you. And look, this is not a threat, it's a promise. Obama will probably walk back his statements. I expect him to. I'd be surprised if he didn't. But anytime I feel that a cause we care about is spoken loudly on a platform, is big, that a president can attract, I think that's a good thing. So I'll take it for what it was. And I know it's not everything. And I'm not delusional. And I'm not going to go buy Obama stickers. And I'm not, no. What I said I think makes sense. You could disagree, but lay off with the, oh, now you're kissing Obama, now you're kissing up the, lay off. Lay off. Go sit your ass down. All right, guys, tonight is Freedom Friday. Tonight's Freedom Friday. And, yeah, we're gonna open phone lines and get people in here and get their comments. Let other people talk, because I'm in a really fun, my mood got funky, man. Oh, before we go to comments, I got two things. One thing is, you know the story I did recently, live yesterday, about the guy who burnt his Nikes and then it burnt down his house? Turns out that story ain't true. Turns out it's not even a true story, man. I didn't know it. Thought it was, you know, within the realm of reason that somebody could be that stupid. People do a lot of other stupid things. But it looks like the website, it looked like USA Today, but they had like doctored it. It's like a spoof site. So I'm sorry, guys. He didn't burn down his house. Actually, I'm glad he didn't burn down his house. I'm actually glad he didn't. Whoever it was, no one burnt down their house burning Nikes. Okay, but what I'm not disappointed in is that I did a very good job of articulating why I felt that Colin Kaepernick doesn't hate veterans. So the video, to me, is still worthwhile, was worth my time. I want to thank my son, TJ, for doing a good job in the editing of that video, because I put out a video after the live stream. So I just want you to know that. You know, we got to fact check ourselves. Somebody on Twitter brought it to my attention. I looked into it, and he was right. I got food. What else? Gosh, I don't really want to do this right now, but I got to do it. I may forget later. A young rapper by the name of Mac Miller died last night, I think it was. Now, Mac Miller was only 26 years old. He OD'd. Now, we talked on this channel about drug addiction. We've talked about mental health. We've had these conversations. And I know he's a celebrity, or he was a celebrity. And that's not the only time I care about people in mental health. I care about it 24/7. It's just, I want to just say my condolences to his family and to his fans and his friends and everybody who loved him. But what I also want to say is, there is help. There is help. I don't know what kind of drugs he OD'd on. I'm assuming it was some form of heroin or fentanyl or some type of opiate. I don't know. I really don't know what it was. But I have partnered with an organization called BetterHelp.com. Go to BetterHelp.com/Tim Black. You can talk to somebody online, a therapist licensed, and And I'm sure there are a lot of hotlines. If you don't want to do that, if you don't want a therapist, there are a lot of hotlines out there. I want you all to be I want you all to be alive, and I care about you. I care about young people. I care about all people, old people, young people, all people. And I care that we don't succumb to this, because I'm telling you, man, I don't think our government really cares if we live or die. I really don't. We could be doing so much more to treat drug addiction, and we don't. We got no problem bombing countries, we got no problem forfeiting futures of our children to bomb countries into the Stone Age, but we can't spend money on drug addiction, mental health. It's as unethical as it comes. It's a shameful thing. All right, guys. All right. That's enough. All right. I want to go to my phone calls now. I want to thank everybody for holding on through all the difficulties, all the ups and downs. I will do my best to be in a better mood now because I've got my callers coming up. So look, guys, the phone number, I'm putting it on the screen here for everybody. Let's see if I can find it. Where's that phone number to call in? There we go. Call-in number, 319-527-6212. That's the number you use. That's what you use to call in. And look, guys, you get 5 minutes of uninterrupted talk. I don't know what this is. And like I said, there we go. Just making sure all that settings are okay. Because it seems like my first caller is always a little low for whatever reason. I don't like that my first call is always a little low. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just killing a couple things in this app. Because I would like my first caller to actually, be a little louder. All right. All right, first caller, you're going to be my first one. Hope my 704 number is still in the queue. And they are 704. You're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name and what's your comment?
Hey, it's not Kushrinda, it's Kushrenata.
Kushrenata. Thank you, my friend. Yo, what's up, man? What's on your mind?
You got me sounding like one of the girls from the hood, man. Like, watch out, here comes Kushrinda. No, I ain't got no cigarettes, Kushrinda. No, I ain't got no free liquor, Kushrinda. No, Kushrenata.
Kushrenata.
Tim Black, y'all. It's Tim Black, y'all. It's Tim Black in the Black. It's Tim Black, y'all. What's up? It is Friday. Thank God. Am I coming in loud, Tim? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Wolfpack? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you, man. That's what's up, man. Thank you, Kush.
Good. I was about to say, if it does sound like I'm a little low, it's not your audio, Tim. I'm just a little high. So, let's see. Where do we start here? Yes, the Mac. Well, actually, no. Let's go back in reverse here. No, you're right. The government doesn't give a shit about us. We all know that. I mean, if they did give a shit, they would care more about rehabilitation of prisoners than trying to make profits off of them. Stock prices, things of that sort. We're basically turning our prisons into sweatshops. It's about as close as you can get. So there's money in poverty. We all know that. I mean, it's easier. I mean, we found that out in what? Where was it where Mike Brown was shot? Like there's so many places now.
Ferguson.
It's hard to remember all of them.
Yeah, Ferguson, Missouri.
Ferguson, yes. We found out that the cops were literally picking black people like cattle and taxing them. It was ridiculous. It's funny that everybody wanted to focus on, was whether or not, Mike Brown, attacking the officer, whereas the biggest issue was that they were literally using African Americans to basically pad their pocket. And it's a sad thing, and that's one of the things that, politicians should look at. But, I mean, like you say, on both sides, it's just a game. It's like this whole thing with this new judge they're trying to bring in, Gorsuch. Oh, my fucking God, Tim. Did you see the soap opera? Fucking Cory Booker talking about, bring it, dude. Shut your stupid ass down, Cory. We know you fake. Really? Like, seriously. That's the one problem that they have with Obama, though. Obama was so good, now we can actually tell when a lot of politicians are bullshit. He spoke so well that when people like Cory Booker tries the bullshit, everybody can see it a mile away. Because he's nowhere near Obama level bullshit. Obama will give you some good, sweet words, like you sound like you in church, then hit you with some wow. You know, hit you with some, like, really? Now you gonna sing to him? Now you gonna sing to him, man? Like, Cory ain't doing all that shit. Matter of fact, when we were supposedly when we were supposed to be kicking off the resistance, this nigga was out here trying to get ass from Mindy Kelly. So how the hell you gonna even try to pull that bullshit on us when we can see all the history and stuff that you've already shown? And I don't think we forgot about you pausing, that so-called pause on taking that pharmaceutical money, motherfucker. We saw that too. Maybe you should pause your election hopes. How about that, motherfucker? Pause. Take a pause. Take a pause and get the hell out of my damn face. Now, what I was enjoying this week and the week before was this little civil war going on between, like, Jimmy Dore and TYT. Not necessarily even just, like, all of TYT. It just seems like Anna Kasparian has this real fucking problem with him. Like, she's real salty. Sodium levels on fleek. You know what I mean? Like, what is her deal, dude? Like, is it so hard to believe that the only reason why anyone in the media gives a damn about Russia is probably or possibly because it's so much easier to have fear of another country than possibly admitting to the fact that as a government, there's a reason why your approval rating is in the fucking team. And the fact that, as senators and congressmen on both sides, we have both fucked up to the point where literally 40% of the country just said fuck it on election day. No, let's just blame Russia. Let's just talk about hacking and stuff, but let's not talk about the server. The server we don't need to talk about. We'll just talk about the hacking from the Russians. It's like, dude, that's why at the end of the day, all this is going to get sorted out one way or another. You're going to end up getting a progressive president because it's going to, the way things are starting to sway back and forth, people are wanting that populist ideology. It was supposed to be a Barack, but Barack bullshitted it. Then it went to the other direction. Mm-hmm. You got Trump, which is funny because if you watch that, remember Chris Tucker mentioned about in Tambourine, he mentioned about how you should actually be thanking George Bush because George Bush was so damn bad that he literally gave us Barack Obama. I find that hilarious because technically Chris Rock didn't finish that damn thought. Because in that same thought process, Chris, if Bush was so damn bad that he basically gave us Obama, then who do we blame for giving us Trump?
Yep.
So let's not stop with the bullshitting. You know what's going on. I mean, you talk about how you want to care for people of the LGBT community. Well, did you care about those people of the LGBT community that you sent off to die when you made 2 Wars 7? Did you care about those Native Americans who were getting the shit beat out of them in Standing Rock? Did you care about those teachers that you so bullshitted and said, I'm going to put on my Shaw shoes and walk with them? Really? Did you care about the African Americans, people who share your same skin, Barry, getting shot, and people being able to just go home, bang their lives, and know that, oh, I said my life was in danger, so I'm going to be fine. All you had was soft words and praises, just like every asshole politician. Even though you're the most powerful man on the planet, all you could do is pray and give us soft words. That is why we have truth. We can sit here all damn day and talk about racism, and we can talk about sexism, and we can talk about thisism and thatism, and all that bullshit beauty salon conversations that those fucking numbnuts on The View talk about every goddamn morning. Or, let's try this, before an actual riot and the purge break out in this damn country, let's actually try to help our country by taking the majority of our lower class and dumping them into the middle class. You want to take away issues of gun violence in Chicago? I got an idea. Free education. It's hard to hold a gun when you got books in the motherfuckers. Just saying.
I got to leave it there, Kush, man. I want to thank you for your call, though. Great comments, great ideas. I love it, man. Thank you for holding as long as you did, bro.
No problem. Have a good one, man.
You too, man. Wow. Kush was kind of, his language was a little rough, wasn't it? His language was a little rough, but his points were on point. So we give him like a B for style, but an A on content. And I love what he said about Chris Rock in Tambourine. And see, that's the difference between Chris Rock and I. I'm not going to say I'm as good a comedian as Chris Rock, but I did pretty good when I was out there on tour with Lee Camp. And I'm going to try to put together my own thing soon. And no diss to Lee, but, you know, it's not his job to take me on tour with him. And I'm not going to say I'm as good as Chris Rock. I'm pretty good, though. I know what I'm doing. I got laughs. I got jokes, I should say, which get laughs. But I would have finished the joke, Kush. I would have went there about Obama. And I did when I was in Portland or Utah or Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh, or wherever I was. Right? We did. We told the truth when I was in Columbus. So nah, man, and Chris Rock, he had the thought, Kush, that yeah, if I'm saying Bush was so bad we got Obama, yeah. He thought that, but he said, I can't say it. I can't say it. It's crazy. It's crazy talk. You can't say that, you know. Get the fuck out of here. All right, go to the next call. Go on to the next call. I got a 405 number. 405, thank you for holding. You're live. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello, Mr. Black. It has been many a moon since I last called in. This is Cosmo Vinegar, now calling from Edmond, Oklahoma.
Cosmo, what's up, brother? How you been?
Been busy, very busy. I've started my new life as a teacher, as a high school science teacher, trying not to pull my hair out as I'm now stuck with grading about 130 kids' science paper homework. And all of them have like 30 plus questions apiece. GG for my life. Aside from that, though, things have been going well. And I haven't had much of an opportunity to call because I've been so busy. But this week, I found something that pissed me off. Something that really pissed me off. And I need to vent. Or else I might explode on my kids, and I don't want that.
Go right ahead, my brother.
And I think in my prior call-ins, I've made it clear, like some of my pet peeves. Intellectual dishonesty, senseless violence towards the oppressed, backstabbing. Ooh, that one's a big one. And I have to take a shout out to our good brother in true resistance, in the progressive resistance, the Reverend Nico House, for alerting me to this ultimate backstab betrayal, because recently there was a call-in on the Young Turks program, and I know how we all feel about those guys. You know, Sam's our brother Jimmy. Peace be to him. But the topic of Jimmy came up, and there was a little bit of banter. Now, Cenk, I have many words about Cenk, but to his credit, he actually tried to defuse the situation before he blew up, and tried to say, well, we have a bunch of people who contribute to this network, not all who agree with each other. But I have to thank Anna, because she really did a tremendous job of just revealing the true opinion of TYT about Jimmy Dore. And that is that they revealed their true cards. I think they revealed their true cards. Anna had many accusations to give, among which was that Jimmy was a conspiracy theorist, that he was peddling false truths about Russia and Manafort, and that he was single-handedly spreading the conspiracy that Hillary Clinton had Parkinson's, among many accusations. Now, I have made clear, I think, a few times, such as Sam Cedar, when Sam Cedar showed his colors, how I feel about people like this. But this goes a little bit beyond just, pettiness. Sam Cedar's style of pettiness. This is new, because this isn't just like a fellow colleague on another network who's talking shit about things that they don't know and are misrepresenting and about somebody else. No, this is one of his fucking colleague, one of his fucking friends. And at least as far as I know, he considers both Cenk and Anna friends. And this is what really sickens me about this whole scenario, is that they took his trust, his trust, and his faith in the network, and used it as a platform to stab him in the fucking back. On live air, no less. Now, there's so many problems with this I have. The biggest one, for me, is the fact that, one, you're supposed to be his fucking friend. And you're doing this, and you're live lambasting, not just roasting, full-on crucifying him, live on your fucking television network. And to make matters worse, you're his fucking bosses. This isn't just the case of, oh, well, it'd be one thing if it was just if it was network. You were just network colleagues. No, you are his fucking bosses. You are the ones controlling his paycheck. You are now using this as an opportunity to give flack for somebody who has done nothing but speak the truth, speak up for the powerless, and constantly meet and greet with everybody he can to try and spread the word. And you have a fucking gall to take that lever of trust and to stick it in. Jimmy can't fight back, not against Anna and Cenk. You can say what about Sam Cedar and all the other people, but Cenk and Anna control his employment. They control the levers on whether or not he will have a stable home in the next few months. And LA is not a cheap fucking place to be living in. That is not a place that you can just go, oh, well, I at least have my Patreon money. No. That is not LA. I should know. I have relatives who live in LA, and I know how fucking expensive that is for them to be there. So for Cenk to not have intervened, And for Anna to have used this period, not to diffuse this before it got out of control, but to actively seize upon it, to attack not only her friend, but her work colleague and her subordinate. There is this is unforgivable. And frankly, I think this reveals the true face of TYT. TYT is no longer a progressive network. It is, that's something we've always known, but it has now crossed the line from being a fake progressive news network to full on being the full manufacturers of consent, the likes of which only Chomsky could have possibly predicted. And while I would wish to say that that's the most disheartening thing about this, I honestly think that the likely personal betrayal of a colleague, an employer, and a friend, I think that's the most telling and most honestly depressing part of this whole saga. That's pretty much my op-ed and rant for tonight. I apologize for going off on a tangent like that. I wish you and the rest of the Wolfpack well, and have a good evening. And as always, don't let anybody take your cornbread.
You got it, Cosmo. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, Cosmo. And no apologies needed. I appreciate the passion that you was on full display there, man. I can tell that you were really pissed off, man. And I'm glad you didn't save that for the kids in class, because they don't deserve it, man. And I want to give a shout out to Nico House for putting that video out. I'm going to do this, right? I have not spoken about this. And to be honest with you, I don't really watch TYT videos enough to like really get everything. I did watch a portion of that because someone told me about it. Anna Kasparian is jealous of Jimmy Dore. That's what I believe. I think that she thinks that she should get as much attention, though she has no talent. Sorry, Anna. You're not charismatic, you're not funny, you're not particularly bright. What are you hanging your hat on? I'm just keeping it 100 with you. This is reality, baby. You're just not that hot, baby. They just don't really want you. When I say baby, I don't mean lady. I mean, it's like a throwback to the 50s. It's not you, baby, sunshine. You just don't have it. You just don't have it, sunshine. It's what it is. So I think that that's probably what's driving Anna. It's just that old elitism and jealousy and, dogged drive to be famous or to be more of a celebrity. And then comes this guy, Jimmy Dore, this jag-off comedian, as he would call it, becoming more influential in the political sphere and already funny and much more successful in so many ways. And in fact, I think that's at the core of it. Jimmy made fun of Hillary. He never said she had Parkinson's. He's a comedian. He made jokes about her falling down. He made jokes about her not being able to stand. It was funny. He never said, and just the fact that, like you said, Cosmo, her feeding into this whole narrative that Jimmy Dore is like Alex Jones. She fed into that. I also like the fact that you brought up about, this is horrible because they are his employer, which is true. A lot of people forget that, and I've had people, good people that contribute to the show, like my friend Emad, and he was like, "Tim, I'm gonna talk to Jimmy about leaving TYT," and I'm like, are people thinking about the finances around it? See, it's one thing when when you have other ways to sustain yourself. Maybe Jimmy needs to get that stuff in order. Or maybe, you don't know what his bills are, what his obligations are. Maybe he has a sick aunt, a sick grandmother, and a sky-high mortgage, or, I don't know. I don't know his business. But, it's easy for us to talk about what we would wish someone else to do when we're not in the situation that they're in. I can only imagine that he doesn't like people that he works for denigrating him on air. But that's what happened. But I appreciate you, Cosmo, for being diplomatic in that area and recognizing that, yeah, it's expensive to live in LA. That's why I live in Maryland. Not even the expensive part. So anyway, it is what it is. Thank you, Cosmo, for your points. Let me go to the next call. I got a 315 number in the queue. 315. What's your name? What's your comment?
That's awesome.
Hey.
Yo, this is Jason Lord Surratt.
Jason.
Brooklyn. How you doing, family? I've called a couple times. I actually never said my name. I never did it right. But I'm Jason Lord Surratt. I'm from Brooklyn. Man, you've had some great callers on. That first guy spoke some real truth. And that second gentleman talking about TYT and Ana Kasparian kind of opened my eyes a little bit. I mean, I really haven't watched TYT for like a year and a half because it kind of, lost it, which is sad because they kind of were my entrance into programs like yourself and Jimmy Dore. So I don't even really watch or listen to them anymore. But that's not why I'm calling. I'm calling because I recently, over the last couple of years, have been really involved in listening and looking at the politics, going from different news sources, from different sides of the whole political spectrum to try to find out, what the truth is. And I feel like I kind of found a certain amount of truth in terms of the Democratic Party kind of using identity to simply gain power, while the Republican Party simply wants the business power and doesn't want to deal with the issues of history. So it's been kind of a swirling around thing. Last month I took off a couple. I stopped posting on Facebook because I really tried to interact with the intellects of people, and as they were dealing with propaganda and kind of falling into the meme rhetorics and everything, I kind of got so frustrated I had to stop. I've since stopped and just been thinking. First of all, I'm a black man, African American, not really just an American. I've challenged people saying that I'm not a minority because I don't consider myself a minority because I can vote and I have agency. And when I get pushback from my fellow friends of different pigmentations, they say, well, you are a minority. And I say, why? And they're like, well, because of blue. Wait a second. Because of blue. Wait, no. So I'm like, oh, yeah. So I'm not a minority. So I don't need to be played into that game in terms of Democratic. So, okay. All right. I'm so glad to speak to you. I'm going to try to, there's one thing that has been messing with me. Like the idea of propaganda, the idea of being told what's true and what's not. This military budget, this $700 billion, $1 trillion extra budget, like, there's something weird about it. The fact that everybody believes it. Now it's weird. I'm not talking about Trump. I'm not talking about Obama. I'm not talking about anybody. But like, they passed this budget where they can spend $7+ trillion on top of the trillion that they're already spending. And there's all this backlash because like people who are like, never Trump, how could you give him this power? And then the Democrats were like, a lot of them went along with it. Okay, here's the weird thing. And this is pretty much the reason I waited. And you're awesome. Why do we believe that? Isn't that the best line of propaganda to tell your people? To say, we've spent $17 billion extra, and we sell that information across the world. Like, isn't that just beautiful propaganda? Like, it doesn't cost a dime just to say we spent billions and billions of dollars. I mean, look at the VA. Look at all these institutions in the military that are just crumbling. I mean, yes, there's the wars and everything, but like, I'm just kind of stuck. I mean, I kind of like don't even care about Russia. Obviously, I don't care about Russia. The Hillary Clinton, I've been watching Bruce Orr and Peter Strzok and Lisa Page and watching that all go down. Like, 4 years ago, they were talking about who was going to replace the first black president. And now we're not even talking about who's going to be the next president. So, okay, I'm going to end in a second because my whole point is, isn't it crazy that we just believe that they spent $17 trillion extra and we are disagreeing with everything except the fact that we spend a lot of money on the military budget. And that's pretty much, I mean, that's pretty much it. Like, I love your work, and I love the camera angles, and I love the filters, and I love your studio, and I love the fedoras. And you just keep on keeping on.
Hey.
I'll keep watching, and I'll keep watching. So.
Hey, thank you, Jason. I appreciate you, man. I do. I appreciate you. And
I appreciate you.
Hey, man. Jason brings up a good point. You know, military spending, like, we're getting close to $1 trillion. We were already spending crazy amounts of money, Jason. So, but what it is, I'm not sure exactly I understood about these trillions and trillions that you were stating. Like, we're approaching that, but it's like we were spending. There's a certain amount that the government asked for, that Trump asked for. We exceeded that amount by like $60 billion. So people have been talking about, they gave him $60 billion more than he even asked for. That's true. But we've been having this crazy military budget all along. Like, it didn't start with Trump. It didn't start even with Obama. Like, we have been spending massive amounts of money on our military. Whatever number that we, that it is several times more than, say, Russia. like say even Japan or China or anybody else you can name, right? I had a video where I put up a graph where I showed what the budgets were in comparison, and it's crazy, bro. It is amazing how much money we spend on military. But and people wrongly think that that's veterans, like you're spending money on veterans. No, that's for bombs, dude. It's for bombs. See, the whole thing is this. So like, you spend the money on the military, not for military personnel to live better, but it's for bomb making and for our weapons manufacturers, right? And then when these people, these carpetbaggers leave office, they go work for them as consultants. It's sort of like that whole thing about, I think it was Brennan losing his security clearance. Well, he uses that security clearance to go get one of those really good positions and one of those military defense contractors who we give money to. So it's a big circle of life, sort of like in The Lion King. And we got these people that wrongly think, you're not trying to help our soldiers, our vets. That money's for our just dumb. Just dumb. But anyway, they're crazy. But thank you, Jason. You are not crazy. Thank you for watching. Thanks you for the call. 330, you're live. Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
My name is Sue Persing, and I saw you in Pittsburgh. I'm a great fan of you, Henley Camp, and been there since the beginning with Bernie Sanders. And I have this idea. I thought I want to bounce it off you and see if you think it's a good idea. Because part of the problem with the Democrats aren't giving us a way in. We know this. They're shutting everybody down. But there are groups. And I know when I came to see you in Lee, they were handing out, is it called the New People's Movement? What I'd like to see happen, and I wanted to know what you think, is we may not be able to do this before the midterms, 2018. But before 2020, I would love to see the World Socialist Party. I forget exactly how that goes, but I know that their numbers have been doubling, tripling of people in that movement. If we could get them together with the New People's Movement, with maybe some of the new Democrats that are, I think, I can't think of the name of that guy that was running, he was just on Jimmy Dore too, but it's just, if we could get a group like that together somewhere in the middle of the United States, like not in a big city, because a lot of people can't make it there. We could get a big convention together for like a New People's Party. It would be hard work. We would have to sit down with the Green Party, them too, I forgot to add that. But thinking if we could all sit down and maybe have you guys come and you know, Jill Stein and everybody, but end up really working and getting a platform together that everybody could live with, we would have this huge party that somebody could be ready to step into it, you know, an independent party. I know also we need people like, I think it's Election Justice USA. They do such great work checking to make sure our elections are what's going wrong, and they could help us legally. But I would just love to see something. You make me think about, always, when I watch your show, the positive things instead of just, you know, what we can't do, what we haven't accomplished, how they shut us out. And I thought that would be a great idea. I don't know what you think about it, but that's why I called in, wanted to see what you thought about doing something like that.
Wow, Sue. Well, look, thank you for the call. And I like the idea, Sue. I do. And look, thank you for coming out and seeing this. I think you said in Ohio, right? In Columbus? Or was it Pittsburgh? I like the idea, of course, man. You know, I had a ball live. I like doing things in person. It's my style. It's my personality. So I love being in person with people. And I think it's a real building opportunity would be, you know, us getting together in some type of conference or something. Like, why can't we have our own conference? So many people are starting groups and initiatives, you know. It's like, it's human nature, man. People want to run stuff. You know, they want to run stuff. And everybody can't be in front. Like, everyone can't, like, some people have their own vision and they want to build their own thing, and then it's almost identical to something else that's there, but they're like, oh, well, you know, there's bickering, there's fighting within those organizations. Nothing's perfect. There's drama, there's politics within political organizations as well. There's nepotism and cronyism to a certain degree. I've heard a lot of stuff, man. Like, no place is immune to it. But we have to find a way to work through it. You know, we got to find a way to work through it. We can, you know, it's like, what sometimes people overlook, Sue, is that I don't believe that our parties that we currently have, our two major parties, the Republicans and the Democrats, I don't believe that all the people that are in them are just horrible individuals. I don't believe that. I believe there are some horrible individuals. And then we have some people that are just realized how to survive in a very corrupt system, a system that will dog you, throw you out of office, strip your funding, have somebody run against you, freeze you out, do all these horrible things to you. Like, these people, like, they realize, like, this is the system I'm in and this is how it works, and they adapt to it. But I gotta believe, with given opportunities, that most people would rather have it a different way. I honestly believe that. I mean, I could be wrong, Sue, but I think sometimes they're cheering for change. It's just they don't feel that they can be the instrument of it. Like, everybody couldn't be Malcolm X or Martin Luther King or JFK or RFK, right? Or there would have been more RFKs, JFKs, Martin Luther Kings, and there were people's names we don't hear often. You know, I understand that. Fred Hampton is one of them. But, like, everybody can't be that person. Some people wait for those people to come along, and that's something, like I said, like, everything about Obama's speech wasn't horrible. That was part of the cornerstone of his speech, is that we can't wait on, like, a savior or a messiah or someone to save us. We got to save ourselves by voting. He just left out a lot of stuff about how they got new rules that they don't even want you to run in their party. It's their party. It's a private party. It's a company, and we ain't got to let you in our organization. It's our organization. So a lot of horrible things. But back to your question, Sue, I think it's a good idea. I'd be along with it. I'd support it. I'd participate. And I'm sure most others would if they could, you know, work it in their schedule and somehow. But how to get that done, these are the big questions I'm going to try to tackle in the coming months, because I want to spearhead. Here we go again, right? But I would like to try to spearhead something that kind of transcends party, That's me. That's what I'm on. So that's my thing. It's not going to be willy-nilly, me just throwing something together. I'm going to be taking time over the next few months trying to form my own idea and crystallize that and see what's the best way to do it. And it may be for me to work with the Green Party, or to work with the People's Independent Party, or to work with some other other party, or the Democratic Socialists, or something. But I don't know yet. But I am thinking like you're thinking about what's the next step. Because my next step definitely ain't going to be CNN or MSNBC or anything like that. So what's the next step for me? And there's got to be something else. All right, I love you, sis. Thank you so much for your phone call. 907, you're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name and what's your comment?
It's the old lady from Alaska. My name is Laura.
Laura, how are ya?
I'm all right, honey. Listen, last time I called in, things were kind of funny. I could hear myself talk, but then it echoed back, so I sounded like a nut job. My apologies. I'll keep this quick. The United States American people do not understand. We do no longer live in a nation. We live in a multinational, many nations, corporation. Mm-hmm. Now that means when you have corporations on our country's soil, we the taxpayers are subsidizing them. So when the Jeff Bezos of the world don't pay their taxes and become extremely powerful by being a private citizen on the Pentagon, owning the Washington Post, our country has been what's called corporate captured. They also own the media. This is not conspiracy. This is just money. Those who control the narrative control the country. So when you take a look at where the original problem is we have multi-nations, many nations, whose agendas are being utilized off the sweat of our back. So 60% of us are now below the poverty level. That's on purpose, because we have no draft. We have no anti-war movement. When you keep people poor, homeless, and hungry, and now they cut all the social safety nets, where are you going to go to when you're young? And they paid, from 2009, the military made a deal with the NFL to fly their planes over and make it all about the military, because we don't have a draft. So these kids associate these gladiators on the field as victorious, and they want to be like them. And oh my goodness, let's associate it with the flag. So now we've got these poor people being paid below minimum wage. They say we have the strongest economy, and that's a lie. We may have a lot of jobs, but $2.50 in a right-to-work state don't put no money or nothing on anybody's table. And 44% of all Americans at work are homeless. So, how do you get people to join up for endless war and support these multinational corporations $1 trillion? Is by making the people of that country so poor that they will join the military so that their children have housing and they can go to the PX and get food and they can have medical care, while that poor young man, young woman is out there dying for multinational people's oil and gas and minerals. This is the game that's being run on all of us. That's why I said that we have one bird with two wings. Now, God damn it, we can't sit here and go, oh, well, if we can afford this and we can afford that. No. We're not in control of the purse strings. Many nations are in control of this purse strings. If Hillary got in there, she was just as well going to be supporting Goldman Sachs and Saudi Arabia. Who's now in our Secretary of State? Goldman Sachs and Saudi Arabia. We're allowing Israel through AIPAC to come through our Congress while Obama was against it. Netanyahu walked right into Congress and spoke to our people. A foreign national to tell our country what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. The only reason Obama was against it because it was too blatantly open. And when you pointed out that when you watch 2018 AIPAC, go to YouTube. Mike Pence is there. Both parties are there. They're the kingmakers. And then they say, you say that you're anti-Semite. No, it's just true. I don't care what their religion is. Why do you think that, how is it that Israel gets to kill all these people, and we're in bed with Saudi Arabia and Israel, and we are in Yemen destroying them because Saudi Arabia sits on the United Nations. They are some of the worst. They're beheading people. They're burning people. All right. So we got all these bad actors, but yet they're here in our country with their corporations. In Alaska right now, we just had our Arctic National Wildlife Refuge taken away from us, the world's largest pristine wildlife refuge that's untouched by man is now given to the Chinese, and we are building a runway for them and their own private airport so they can uncap the natural gas here. And we are now starting, thanks to Barack Obama coming here twice and opening the door for offshore drilling. He opened the door for Trump and his cronies to walk through. It's a game being played. We're like the shuttlecock in badminton. We go Democrat, we go Republican. We go Democrat, we go Republican. And yet it stays the same because we're not a sovereign nation anymore. We are corporate captured. That is why they allowed Citizens United. That is why they allow our congressmen and our lawmakers to be bribed. And it's cheap. So until we, the people, decide, maybe, why don't we all just sit here and save our money a little bit, $10, $50 a month for a year, maybe two. Pay up our rent, pay up our bills, and everybody sit your ass down. Don't you dare go to work. You do a national strike, and you watch how fast we bring this country to heel. You multinationals want to sweat off our back. You want 60% of our babies to go die for your bullshit. Well, guess what? We ain't playing your game anymore. And as to that last caller, every one of these young startup people need to be under one giant tent. Every one of you. Fight it out. Decide which way we want to all go. And then go forward. There is no Jesus Christ to save us. We are the only ones to save us. And unless you're willing to sit your ass out of the game and maybe take a little bit of heat, we ain't changing anything because we're participating in it. I've lost children to those wars. And I ain't one of nobody else's babies there. I've called before about this. And I don't care if people think I'm crazy. I saw. My granddaughter showed me what people were saying about me last night. And I don't care. Truth is truth, no matter who's speaking it. So until we stop and utilize the power of your dollar, you go to the mom and pop shop. You don't go to Jeff Bezos' bullshit. I don't care if he owns 50% of all of us and all the economy. Find a co-op. Start in your community and strengthen your community. Disconnect from the internet if you have to. You don't like net neutrality bullshit, then turn them all off. See how fast they survive without your money. Stop participating in the game. We are not a sovereign nation anymore. Hillary Clinton's damn slush fund, that stupid, what do you call it, oh, God help my brain.
The Clinton Foundation.
Clinton Foundation. That was nothing more than money laundering. The DNC, even Donna Brazile wrote about it, that she money laundered through that private corporation. People think that the DNC and the RNC are some kind of government agency. They're not. They're private corporations. That means they make deals with the devil and anybody else who'll give them money. That's where we're at. And it took them almost 55 years to do it. So if you don't want to send your children off to war for things that are not real to our lives, the French. I saw the article just a week ago. Macron sat down with Turkey and said, hey, the United States is fucking up. USA and the UK, they're breaking apart. We're going with Russia. There's geopolitical gamesmanship going on right now because why? They're sick and tired of our more than 900 military bases. So I wrote an op-ed and I said, hey, you're a sovereign nation, kick our military out of your goddamn country. They can't play in your backyard if you don't give them room to do it.
Mm. All right, Laura, thank you so much for the call.
That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say, and I thank you. No, I'm sorry I couldn't communicate right last time. Things were just kind of funny on your phone and my phone.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was
Have a great evening, everybody.
You too, Laura. Thank you so much. Yeah, guys, who was giving Laura a hard time in the comment section? That was the phone. My phones were jacked up. People couldn't hear me. They couldn't hear me for anything. It was the service. You know, I don't have that physical phone. It's an internet service. So just imagine how tricky it could be. Oh, come on, guys. We got some great callers who call up here, and we got different people. We're diverse, and that's what I love about the show. But come on, y'all. Let's support one another. Let's not tear each other up, you know? So thank you, Laura, for your phone call. One more time. Yeah. All right. 707. Thank you, 707. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, this is Mr. Squirrel. This is going to sound like I'm tooting my own horn, but I'm not trying to. So I kind of feel like it's partly my fault that, like, the new round of Jimmy Dore hate over at TYT. So the other day, like maybe a week or two ago, I posted this super chat asking if Anna had any comments about the Donna Brazile tweet thing, the one where she was like #PowerRising about the DNC reform. And so Anna was like, oh, I don't know anything about this, so let me look into it, whatever. And then everybody posted their, like, here's what happened, here's what it is on Twitter. And then it was, like, the main controversy happened after Jimmy Dore commented on it, and then she got into a Twitter war with him. So the next break comes along, and Anna goes out of her way to be like, no comment. Like, all snotty. And it, like, everybody was just furious and just blowing up on Twitter. And eventually, so about half an hour later, the TYT main Twitter page releases this video about how awesome the DNC reform was. Like, they were rubbing our nose in it. And it was just this big, like, everybody was talking about how Anna just hates Jimmy so much and how that's why she reacted that way. And it was just this big thing on Twitter, and I was pretty amazed that she reacted that way, honestly, because it was a legitimate question. Like, hey, Donna Brazile tweeted this thing about how it's okay, we're still at the table. And then it was ridiculous. And then, like, yeah, that's the story. It's just, I was pretty pissed. I ended my membership right there, which is funny because they're doing this membership drive right now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, look, thank you, Mr. Squirrel. I appreciate it. and I know exactly what you're talking about. And I commented briefly in that conversation, the back and forth with Jimmy and Donna. And you're right, Donna Brazile. I didn't comment on that. I commented to Donna about her tweet. And she sort of was like, let's just, agree to disagree. And I didn't realize she got into this extended thing with Jimmy. But her tweet was actually pretty bad, man. Because, see, it's no secret Donna Brazile's been on my show. It's also no secret that she, said, she put out a book, right? It's also no secret some people use that to try to take shots at me. Like somebody wrote an article that I brought her on my show to help her sell a book, man. Horrible stuff, man. Horrible, horrible, horrible. No, I didn't bring her on the show to help her sell a book. She may want to sell her book, but that's not why I brought her on the show. I brought her on the show because she's Donna Brazile. She's been the DNC chairman twice. And that's a good get to ask questions. So I asked her a lot of questions. Sorry I didn't ask her all the questions you wanted me to ask her. But the point is this. What she said, her first tweet, Mr. Squirrel, was something like, oh, man, I'm not going to, don't worry, guys. Don't worry, superdelegates. We still get to set the table. Sort of like, cheering everybody up about the DNC reforms and the issues with superdelegates and the changes that were made. Then a couple days later, she's like all happy and cheerful, like, we got this. We still run it, whatever. And it's like which message, like Donna Brazile, what are you talking about? Like, stay on message. She was licking wounds, and the other, she was rejoicing. And it was like all over the place. So her and Jimmy got into it because Jimmy was like, look at her, similar to what I said. He's like, look at this. And look, like I stated, I stand by us. I think there's animosity towards Jimmy Dore because I think Jimmy Dore has become very popular, and I think some people don't like it. It's got to be lonely over there, just being different and thinking differently about politics. I do know that he does respect the hell out of Cenk, and he attributes him even knowing anything about politics from Cenk, but ideology-wise, they differ. So that's cool, man. I don't know. I'm going to leave it there. I want to get to the rest of the phone calls, but I want to thank you for bringing it up. I don't know exactly where it all started. I think it started before that, frankly. Like, this may have been the stick that broke the camel's back, but I think there's been, beef. In fact, I know there's been beef well before anything about Donna Brazile, But I'm not saying it didn't matter. It probably did matter. It's not everything. But thank you for the information. 650. You are live on Freedom Friday. What's your name and what's your comment?
Tim Black, it's Dr. Bruce. How you doing?
Hey, Dr. Bruce. How you doing, my friend?
I'm good. I had some things to say, and now I'm going to change up because of all these great calls that I've been listening to, as well as some of the comments you've been making. I wanted to first say that opioid epidemic is not an accident. And I think we've kind of talked about it in the past. I just want to remind people listening and just remind myself as well. The pharmaceutical companies are pushing free lunches, free dinners to the doctors, to the providers, to everybody. And then that does help doctors push that on patients. It's just the reality. And whether it's the newest, latest, greatest, time-release, safer profile drugs, they're all poppy-based. And there's also other drugs that aren't opioids but also are addictive that we also need to think about. But right now, opioids are a real problem, and it's not by accident because it's money in the bank for the pharmaceutical companies, which are really just legal cartels. That's all it is. That's why they push so heavily fighting against 420, because that's going to bite into their profits. And it's all about the money. I heard somebody mentioning Obama tonight. I just wanted to point out to everybody that Obama was not the first African-American president. Okay? He was the first biracial American president who was part American and part African, and specifically Kenyan. So just the same way as they ended up pushing Kamala Harris. They're pushing him that way. They're pushing her now. And you have to be careful of that because it does make a difference. I mean, if you ask yourself, what did Obama do specifically in terms of executive orders or laws or anything, what did he do specifically for our black community? You have to think long and hard, and you probably can't come up with an answer. Do I have time for one more?
Yes, you do.
The Jimmy Dore thing, okay? When I think of Jimmy Dore, I think of Tim Black. Basically, I think of someone who may have started out with a little bit of a comical bent, perhaps, but has become a true journalist. A true journalist is someone who can be objective and actually reports on things they don't even agree with. They report on it anyway. That's what Jimmy Dore does. That's what you do. People sometimes think you're a Trump supporter because you're reporting on stuff that the Democrats do and vice versa. And that's what Jimmy Dore does too. And of course, he's going to get the hate for that. But at the end of the day, just like you, he's a passionate progressive, and people can see that. People can smell that. They can smell past the BS and know what's the real deal. And that's why the popularity just goes up, right? As far as Anna goes, I think she was kind of playing the eye candy when she first showed up at TYT. That was her deal. That only lasts so long. Usually people make a pivot. I think she's having a hard time with the pivot. I think that's why she unloaded on him. She even unloaded she was saying that he was reporting on a Syrian false flag and saying that was a conspiracy theory and blah, blah, blah. No, he had actual journalists on his show describing why it was a false flag. That's called journalism. That's what you do. People who actually went to Syria, and he invites them on the show and reports on what they saw in Syria. That's called being a journalist. That's
90 seconds.
When you invited Donna Brazile on, you did a very good job with the interview. That's called being a journalist. If you're a journalist, you can't just have her come on the show and beat her up. You have to ask her probing questions and let her answer them. That's called being a journalist. Anyway, that's all I needed to say tonight.
Well, thank you, Dr. Bruce, as always, my friend. Good to hear from you. And I love the way you described these pharmaceutical companies as the legalized drug cartels.
60 seconds.
I love that, man, and because that's exactly what I believe they are. And anything that is, you got those types of big money behind it, or big opportunities to make money, of course it will be corrupted. And it can care less if it kills people. So thank you for that. And I agree. Like, the market wasn't cornered on passion and ethics and having strong convictions. Like, it wasn't broken when I was born, right? Like, there are other people who are who will go down with the ship as long as they believe in the ship. And I think Jimmy's one of those people. He's proven himself to be, and your analysis of Anna Kasparian is also very interesting. I didn't look at it that way, but
10 seconds.
I wasn't an avid watcher back in the day, of TYT. But I can see your point. Like, it's tough, man. Like, people, like it's tough being in the spotlight, and it's tough making moves to see like who you're going to be and like reinventing yourself. And it's not an easy process. Like, everyone's not extroverted or that creative. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, but that doesn't give her a pass on attacking Jimmy with falsehoods and gaslighting and strawmanning the hell out of the guy just because you disagree with him on some stuff. Anyway, thank you, Dr. Bruce. I'm gonna go to the next call. 343. You're live, Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment? Hey.
Hey, Tim Black, it's me, a friend from Kingston, Ontario, Canada, Patrick Seguin. I just wanted to let you know about Obama's hypocrisy when it comes to single payer. It seems that I remember, if my memory is corrected or my history is right, that 2009, he said that single payer or universal health care wasn't on the table for when it comes to things like that. But I want to state as a Canadian that universal health care should be mandated in the United States. I have a condition with a hernia, and I also, I have a condition with a esophagus hernia. So with the conditions that I have, I'm treated with healthcare, with single payer, and not having to pay for medications or surgeries. and the wait is worth it. So I want to advocate for single payer for the United States, for yourself. Sorry about that. But, I just want to say that you guys deserve it, and the hypocrisy of Obama saying today that universal health care should be implemented, it's outrageous how much he took out of you guys for so long. So I want to say thank you very much for having me on your show, and I won't be talking about NAFTA this week. I just want to get you guys a mandated health care that will work for you as a country. Have a great night there, Tim Black.
You too, Pat. Thanks for the phone call, my brother. Hang in there, man. Hang in there, my brother. I agree with you. We do need single payer. And though he spoke fondly of it, when he had an opportunity to implement it, he caved. 814. 814, you're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment? Oh, 814 is gone. I'm sorry, guys. What happened? Maybe 814 was just, I lost my 814. I got a 713 in the queue, though. Hey, 713, you're live. What's your name? What's your comment? 713. 713. Can people hear me? All right, let me try 11111. You're live on Freedom Friday, 1111. I'm talking to you.
Oh, hey, Tim. Good to speak to you again.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing?
Good.
I'm good myself. Well, things I want to point out is, when Obama, attacks Trump, the thing is, to me, that's not even credible. And even though when Trump says when he just watches Obama's speech and falls asleep, I would imagine otherwise. But the thing is with Obama, 8 wasted years of his legacy, and it's always about him. And the thing is, with the Spygate and everything, the thing with Trump, it said that he was definitely going to declassify the whole Russia investigation thing, or I don't know how this goes, and also that George Papadopoulos, of course, is guilty and is now being sent into prison in 14 days, and that's not what Mueller was hoping for otherwise. But the thing is, this sort of things against Trump and tactics and everything is just plain damn disgusting. And what else is Trump's former attorney, of course, Michael Cohen, even though his attorney is a Clinton flunky, even though he did humiliated himself in the news about this whole Trump Tower Russian meeting thing, which was still a nothing burger. I don't know how long this whole Russia Gate thing is going to go on. It's still a deep state, desire for what they want, of course. First, it was collusion, now financial. And this is the thing I don't like when politics goes into a new dirty, when it becomes very dirty and becomes very vigilant, of course. And if the Democrats would do anything for a blue wave, even though it's still an immature thing, it would still be, a blowback right in their face, of course, because I don't know if Republicans can hold their seats or maybe win. I don't know. That depends what's going to happen on November, and we have to find out and everything. And also, I do thank you for your time.
Thank you for the call, my friend.
Always.
708. Hey, how you doing? You're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name and what's your comment? Yo.
Hello?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going? I'm glad to be on the show. I'm actually surprised, 708. Oh, that's me.
Hey, man, how you doing?
I'm doing good, sir. I'm doing good, sir. My name is Victor. I'm out here. And, this is awesome. I'm glad you guys have this topic going on with everybody could come in and chime in and talk about, stuff that's happening in the USA, because not that many people, we don't see this in the on the media, on the news. We don't see this type of talk, live, like right now. The word nothing's restricted. It's nothing but lies. And I was hearing some of the guys talk about health insurance. The gentleman that was talking about health insurance, the USA, he brought up a good topic, because when I was on the train, I was talking to a couple from France, and I happened to ask them, "Excuse me, sir, you're from France. How is your health insurance over there?" He said, "Oh, it's awesome. It's free. Since the past 70 years, it's been free." I'm like, "Wow, really? But how can a country continue to run and be able to provide for their citizens like that?" He said, well, you know, it is what it is. That country helps us, and we do our best for our country. And I thought that was awesome. I think that's something that we should deserve here in the USA, too. What do you think?
Well, I hear you, man. Of course, I agree with them. I agree with you.
You know, because, like I said, we all work. We all work hard. We work, go home, and then back to work again, you know? So I think we deserve a lot, and then it makes people more happy, you know what? And it provides patriotism. Then you'll be like, oh, yeah, I'm happy to live in this country because they take care of us, we take care of them.
Yeah.
We take care of each other as human beings, you know? And a lot of people these days, they rather be segregated, you know? And it's kind of sad because we're all one. We're human. We're all the same. We're stuck on this planet trying to survive. But people do not see that. It goes beyond their heads. I'm not sure if I'm making any sense.
Now, you're making perfectly good sense. It's our country that doesn't make sense, brother, right now. So, but I agree with you.
No, yeah, and that's one of the things that I always, if anything, that's the only thing that bothers me. People fighting and arguing when they don't realize we're all the same. We're all in the same boat, you know? And like I said, I want to thank you, Tim, for giving me the time to speak my mind, and I'll continue to listen to you from now on.
Well, thanks for the call, Victor. And yeah, man, we should have health care. We really should, man. And it's a shame that we don't, brother. It really is. It's a shame that we don't. 713, I want to try you one more time and give you another chance. Maybe you are back. 713. All right, 713. Well, I gave it a shot. I have cleared the queue. I got all the calls out the queue. That's right. I tell you guys, man, I always take joy in being able to get every caller that's in the queue. Everybody who hangs on the line, who hangs in there, they get a chance to talk. You know, it's just a thing. It's a challenge every time out to try to get everybody. So thanks everybody. And that do mean everybody who called into the show tonight, everyone in chat. And speaking of chat, I had some people that commented and some super chat people that I want to shout out. So shout out to Augustin Lopez. Augustin Lopez. Thank you. Thank you for the donation, the super chat donation. Thank you, Mr. Broken Azies. I'm gonna leave it there. Much love from Ohio, Tim. I can't call in tonight, but keep up the good fight. But thank you, my brother. We did fight for you, and there'll be a replay available of this show. The Natural Progressive said, love me some Freedom Friday. Thanks, Tim. Well, thank you, Natural Progressive. We appreciate you. 412 Soul Poet. Tim Black, you the man. Keep fighting the good fight. I discovered you through Nico House and Mike Figueredo. Your fan from Pittsburgh, PA. That's what's up, man. Thank you so much, Soul Poet. I appreciate you back. And I don't know if you didn't come see us when we were in Pittsburgh. We were out there. Ryan MF. Why is my scroll button? Hold on, let me get my scroll button. Here we go. Ryan MF. Tim, you are familiar with the AIPAC pledge. All right, man, yeah. Yeah. And you know, America signed up. Yeah, brother. Yeah, brother. Thank you, Ryan, for supporting the show. And yes, I am familiar with it. And, you know, that's another conversation altogether. What can I say, guys? It's been a great show. It was little rocky in the beginning, but I think we got it together, and we had great calls. And of course, you know, I just wish we could get people out of the mindset that this is you know, everything is binary. Like there's this O's and ones, you know, like the Republicans are the O's and Democrats are the ones, or vice versa, and that's just how it is, and it's good and evil, yin and yang. And I'm like, no, it's not. No, it's money involved. Money. Come on, man, what's wrong with these people? You know, and whenever you hear someone only peddling for one side of this, come on, if that doesn't tell you, how are these people wrong about everything and these people are right about everything? How? How could that be? How is every story have these people right and these people wrong all the time, dog? All the time. If you flipped a coin and it only came up heads all the time, you need to get yourself a new coin. Like these are dead giveaways that you're living in a bubble and that you're getting false media. Think about it. You know? So anyway, it's been a great show. There's going to be some changes next week that are going to be positive changes. One is we're going to be going back to doing the Coffee with Tim Black show. And we're also going to be going back to doing Black Word Today show. Because, well, school started again. Kids out of the house in the morning. I can get back to jumping up and doing my morning show and then coming back and doing a night show. And you know what? I love what I do. I'm dedicated. I'm committed. And I can do it. I've done it before. Let's get back to it. Right? Let's get back to it. I used to be the hardest working person in media. I used to pride myself on that. No one put together as much content as I was putting out, and I need to get back to that and reach more people with important messages. Because we can't leave this up to, corporate media to do it for us. We got to do it. We got to kill it. So when you support this channel, you support independent media that's truly independently owned, that's speaking truth to power, that's not brought off by any person or any entity. Let me repeat. This company, this TBTV Media, this organization, this entity, me, Tim Black, and the production that we do, all this stuff, it's me and my son, and we put this together. So it's not funded or by anyone other than people who watch the show. People care about the show, man. People are smearing and doing all types of craziness. I'm not going to speak to it directly other than to tell you, I've been here before. I've been smeared before. People try to hurt my membership. They try to take away. They try to destroy everything I do. It's just horrible. I've been stabbed in the back so many times. It's ridiculous, y'all. I mean, I'm almost unbreakable at this point. I've been through so much. I don't even get excited when people come after me now. Like, that all you got? That's it? You can't hit harder than that? You can't lie better than that? You know how many lies been said about me? I mean, there's a guy... I'm gonna leave it. So anyway, have a great weekend. I'm not playing with you. Have a great weekend. That's the order. Go get yourself a great weekend. Go and get that. Go make it a great weekend. And just like, even if you got to work this weekend, okay? Take time to smell the roses or smell the pine cones. Do something. Do something. Anything to just relax a little bit and get away from all this drama we got going on. Because I tell you, man, this stuff is crazy. It's toxic. All the lies that are thrown around. Pew! Another lie. Another lie. Like lies everywhere. They're carpet bombing us with lies and tricks and garbage and propaganda, and it's like, you gotta seek mental health, in order to maintain, man. Thank you, Dr. Bruce. Thank you, Dr. Bruce. You keep up the struggle too, man. Dr. Bruce says, if not for independent media, our U.S. would have no real media at all. I believe that. I believe it. And this is something I want to say too, guys. Because a lot of people have been commenting about Jimmy Dore tonight. And I want to say this, right? I think we should really do our best to support him. And I'm saying that because I feel like he's that guy right now. You know what I'm saying? He's the guy in the crosshairs when it comes to independent, outspoken, independent media that's speaking truth to power. All right? So I'm saying that. I don't want anything for saying it. I'm not trying to get shine off of it. That's why I don't do videos about Jimmy Dore. Because I feel like a lot of people do videos about him to kind of get some Jimmy Dore love. And I understand this is a kind of like media thing we do, but I can't do that, man. I've been doing this too long, and I've been working with it. I don't do videos about Lee and Jimmy. Just not my style, But that doesn't mean I don't support him. I do support him. So what I'm saying is, what I'm doing, I'm hoping is just as effective. And I want to say, support Jimmy Dore. It's bad when your friends turn against you. And if all he has on this side are people trying to use him to blow up, or trying to use him to step up, or to use him to take the elevator, right, and skip the stairs. Like, if that's all that's on this side, or if it's people nitpicking about, hey, you're taking money for these people. Why? Like, I'm just trying to tell you, as a person who's gone through it himself, it's not good, man. It's not good when you are not selling out, being attacked by your friends, and then the people you really think you're doing it for, they never happy either. I've been there. I felt that way. It wasn't altogether true, because there were people in my corner. They were just quieter. You know, it's like when you know, like if, like you guys will know, like if you put out something and you got 100 great comments and you see those 5 horrible comments that are like ripping you apart and calling you names and totally mischaracterizing you, you know, ad hominem attacks, calling you, you know, talking about your hair, talking about everything except what you talked about. You'll focus on those 5 because that's human nature. We got to get out of that because it's bad, it's negative, right? Well, that's the same thing. Like, you know, I know that there are a lot of people that support Jimmy. We just have to stay more vocal, okay? So I just want to go on the record, and I want to encourage all of Tim Black's Wolfpack, all of Team Black, all of my people, and I know it's not a lot, right? We ain't many, but we plenty, and we going to grow, and I'm going to see to it that we grow. But we have to support them, because at some point, it's going to be me again. When it's going to be me. It's going to be whoever that person is. No one stay hot forever. And when they're on that hot seat, Jimmy Dore is on the hot seat. He catches it every way, every direction. So I don't want to be old, you know, I don't want to be the dead horse, okay? I don't want to be the horse at all. All I want to do is just support his direction, and I know what I know kind of what he's going through. And you damned if you do, damned if you don't, and get damned like 3-4 times. And it's horrible. So let's not do that to him. Let's have his back. I appreciate you guys for being here tonight. That's all I got. Remember, just like the shirt says, don't let nobody take your cornbread. Come on, guys, keep your cornbread now.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
I hope you understand the words that's coming out of my mouth, because I'm speaking truth, you know?
Look, man, I ain't falling for no banana in my tailpipe.
We got to stop falling for that banana in the tailpipe, man. We really do. I hope that you understand that these people are losers. Yes, they're losers, ladies and gentlemen. And that's why when they come in your face with the propaganda, you got to say,
bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia. Meanwhile, what you have to do is
maybe I ought to eat your cornbread.
Keep them from eating your cornbread, because if you let them take your cornbread, what's going to happen? What's there going to be?
There's going to be consequences and repercussions.
There are going to be consequences and repercussions. Now, don't argue with nobody this weekend. Don't try to change nobody's opinion about the political system. Just leave them with one thing. One thing that'll whet their appetite, that'll make them go want to discover information on their own. And that technique is known as sprinkle some facts on them. Just sprinkle some facts on them. Don't beat them in the head with information. Don't carpet bomb them with a bunch of stuff. Just give them one thing. Like say, hey, did you know that Donald Trump dropped 40,000 bombs in 1 year? His first year as president? All right. Just thought you might want to know that. That's a lot of bombs. I thought he was trying to get us out of the wars. Didn't he say he was going to just worry about, and just leave it at that. Let them talk and let them go look it up, and then you switch the subject and start talking about, I don't know, the new Avengers movie, or I don't know, the great series they have on Netflix, Queen of the South or something. I don't know. Just come up with something. That Mr. Robot, they ended that, didn't they? That was a different show. They didn't keep it going and going. They said, you know what, that's it. They knew how to quit when they were ahead. That's a rare thing. So, like, you get where I'm coming from, y'all? Get where I'm coming from? All right. I'm serious, man. All right, look, so we got people on YouTube, we got people on Periscope, people on Facebook. Also, guys, I'm on Instagram. It's Tim Black at Night. Go follow me there if you're on the gram. Come holler at me on the gram. And I'll see you next week where we go back to Black Word Today, Coffee with Tim Black, and the Tim Black at Night show. We are doing it. Have a good weekend.
Tim Black.
Thank you. Blog Talk Radio, Stitcher Radio, iTunes.
Tim Black.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
True. Funny. Tim Black. I am TimBlack.com. Tim Black.
Shout out to Charlie Peach, Teslin Figaro, and who else? I gotta go in threes. I don't know. Tambourine Borelli. Peace. Yeah, Tambourine. Tambourine's good people. Gone.